I'm here. I'm here.
No, you're not. You're fucking lying to me.
Thank you. Let me adjust my real world volume. This will be good.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, I need to level you. Jesus, fuck.
To level me?
Yeah, you're at like 200.
Work's done.
Say work.
Work.
Thank you. Alright. You sound good.
Alright. I'm streaming Dwarf Game.
Oddly enough, so am I.
Everyone's you're a dwarf game. Alright, so does that work? Yep, that works. Does this work? Yep, this works.
Work.
Oh,
fuck oh,
then.
I am a tiny little baked.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Good. I'm a lot drunk.
Awesome.
That's how I do every podcast.
Wait, am I the only one sober here?
Maybe.
Fucking loser.
It's,
man.
Oof.
can't help that I'm sober. I can't help it. I don't have a good connection anymore.
Oh man, I'm baked and munching. I'm happy.
All of my good connections have gotten clean.
Am I like basically every time before the podcast from like 8:55 until 8:59 and a half, I'm just ripping bonging.
I'm not at all surprised.
Not that it matters, but it is legal where we live.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone is.
Same.
Yeah, it's It's wonderful. Zero, you're.
I need to move.
Missing out.
I really need to move.
I thought it was. Didn't you guys?
It's
no,
not.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I remember. I remember what happened, and it was awful. So, hello everybody. Welcome to Church of Chonkwij Podcast. My name is just fabulous. I'm joined by OmegaConstruct 0 and special guest star Huang Buscemi. Hello, fellow gamer.
Good evening.
We used to have another name. I don't remember what it was.
It's been Huang Buscemi for
It's
so
okay.
long.
But
I'm Wang now.
But yeah, Freli, why did you decide to grace us with your presence? Does it have to do with anything of a game that you used to play called Escape from Tarkov?
I mean, apparently, you called in my expertise on that game that I haven't played in like a year. But yeah, I'll help.
Good man. Thanks for playing along. So, earlier this week, the dev firm Escape from Tarkov announced a new edition that was launching, and fans were obviously not happy with it because it's got a $250 price tag. I did not realize that Escape from Tarkov cost so much fucking money. Even the EOD edition is $100.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
So the reason this pissed off the community, it sort of there's a complex story in back of this, so just bear with me. EOD was supposed to be and correct me if I'm wrong, Freli. EOD was supposed to be the edition of the game where if any future DLC or any future game content came out, the EOD purchasers got it for free. It was just included in there because that was the deal. That was what the dev told people.
It's like the permanent season pass.
Right, you get exactly.
Correct.
So this new edition comes out. Escape from Tarkov's latest patch policy, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter what it's called. It has a new game mode in it. It is PvE, and it is it's on a different network than the PvP servers are on. So you're not. It's a different experience. It is a different game mode. It is a different part of the game. Some might call it DLC, but instead of including this in the EOD edition, the dev decided to charge, I guess, $100 more than the most expensive version available for the game, so it's got a $250 price tag if you want the privilege of playing this game mode, and the community did not take it well.
No.
Understatement.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking
It was
horrific thing to do.
ridiculous. Like, I mean, they've already had flack over like the original EOD price, right? Like at the very beginning, they already got a lot of flack
Yeah.
about that because it was expensive, it was pay to win, it was encouraging cheating for like the people that didn't use it or didn't have money to buy it, and all this stuff, and all valid points, right? But as
Yeah.
time goes on, stuff like that gets accepted. Everyone moves on. More people than they would like to admit bought it. I bought it.
Pussy.
And right,
You are
right,
pussy.
right.
No
No
balls.
I
balls.
just shamelessly bought it for the pay to win aspect. It was insane. But I mean, that's one thing, right? You get a little bit pay to win. You get an easier start than the other people, and with the promise of all the DLC, all future updates, all everything that they will ever add to the game, they would get at whatever time, whatever point in time.
Right. Yeah. This is lying on the bearskin
Because the
rug in front of
only-
the file, saying, "Yeah, we promise."
Yeah, and it was like the only good thing, but it talked or it made the rest right, or people thought it was right because of that. And now they come with this lame ass excuse that it's not DLC, it's just different content because it's on a different server. And
Yeah, what is I posted the article, but I forget what was their actual justification. What is like the words that they're using to justify this not being considered DLC?
nothing. There was no justification or
Well, I have.
good explanation.
Well, because
at
they
that
said
point.
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not DLC, it's this. Like, what is the thing that they're claiming that it is, if not DLC?
So here's what it is. This is from the Reddit post that the devs posted this statement. First of all, I'm quoting, PvE game mode, this is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is the major additions to the game, including various functionality and content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. For example, Scav Life DLC, which will add a lot of new mechanics to content for Scav gameplay and leveling. They went on to say that secondly, the specific functionality of PvE mode is necessarily located entirely on a separate network infrastructure because essentially you play on our servers only in closed mode. At this stage it is not possible to launch all players who are EOD holders, blah 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 blah. So Freli, you're correct. There is no good explanation of why they did this, and Omega, you're never going to get a satisfactory answer because what this spews out as is just fucking nonsense. PvE game mode is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is major additions to the game, including various functionality and content that are released after the official release. This PvE mode is a major addition to the game. It is a various functionality and content that has been released. So they're either arguing that it can't be DLC because the game is in early access and it hasn't been released yet, or they're saying that it is DLC and they're just too stupid to realize they're contradicting themselves.
Yeah, it sounds like the latter.
I was gonna
I mean,
say
they are
I'm
Russian.
leaning toward the latter.
Because it just takes a real huge level of stupid to think that explanation is worth.
That explanation is
Yeah,
actually
that
an
is-
explanation.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's not. And Freli, yeah, you're right. I didn't realize before going into this that does anyone have a clear understanding of who the developer is and where the developer is located commercially?
You explained it to me last night, so I do have a semi-clear understanding.
I mean, they're all Russian. I think there's some Ukrainians in their dev team.
Yeah,
But it's a whole.
yeah,
It's a fully Russian. Yeah, definitely. But it's a fully Russian developer.
Right. So this is after doing a small bit of digging on this. I am fairly confident that who's the guy who's supposed to be in charge? Viktor Vasily Nikita. Oh God, La Femme. So I'm fairly confident that this gentleman is located within Russia and he is circumventing EU and American sanctions by having a shell corporation in the UK where he's taking in his money and he's using that to fund development for a company inside Russia. I can't speak to how many Ukrainians he might have working for him. I don't know anything about his staff. I just sort of tried to look into him. So I'm pretty sure he's in Russia. I'm pretty sure just by the amount of liaising that he does with PMC and military suppliers inside of Russia that wind up in the game that he is probably pro-Kremlin. And yeah, he is likely, if he is operating a business inside of Russia at this time, then if he's profiting at all, he's circumventing sanctions. So, not the greatest game, maybe, be involved with, maybe, but beside the point. He's ripping people off because, again, if that's true, and if he is actually operating out of Russia, he can pull this kind of shenaniganry all the fuck he wants because Russian law doesn't give a shit about the ICC. You gonna try to sue this guy in the EU for consumer fraud? Good fucking luck with that. That's not gonna work.
Apparently, a lot of people have been doing that.
I mean, good on them. It's a great symbolic gesture, but nothing's gonna come of it.
I'm curious. I don't know. I think if that gets traction and a lot of people do it, and everyone waits those 30 months or 30 days for them to actually change something or give their money back, and then everyone takes their case to the ICC, something is bound to happen.
I would love.
Maybe they'll just have to close this shell company.
Yeah, that is possible. I would love to see that kind of coordination in the gaming community. That always does make me proud.
I mean, they are really pissed. And then that lame half as not really an excuse post that he did like 2 or 3 days ago. Did you see that?
Yeah, I threw that up on screen just now, yeah. You've read this whole thing. My favorite statement in here is, "We observe your dissatisfaction and have decided that the functionality of PvE mode will be available for free to all owners of EOD version at the release of the game." Which
Just
is
for 6 months, though.
which is to be determined. Well, that's the thing. I found nothing reading about this that indicates when Tarkov 1.0 might happen.
Never. That's when.
1.0 it's a dream.
Yeah.
So
Look,
figment
like-
of people's imagination at this point.
When is it going to happen? Never, and you'll fucking accept it.
I mean, I think isn't this game from Tarkov where the soon TM meme began?
I believe so.
really? Before Warframe? Steve,
Think
I
so.
always feel like Steve has the copyright or the trademark on soon. New war coming soon. But to be fair,
True.
we did actually get new war. Like, Steve delivered on everything he said he was gonna do, so at least there's that.
Yeah, but Steve had actually left at the point when, or Steve had transferred over to the other, or to Soulframe, by the time that New War came out.
Did he?
So Reb was the one who got New War to come out. She can take credit for that.
My Warframe trivia is not on par right now. I suppose I could look that up, but that would be professional.
Just, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm right because I could very well be wrong. And
Fight me!
fight me! I'm trying to fight you. I'm trying to fuck you.
It's Zero's new favorite meme. It's replaced goated up white boy.
Yep. Corked up white boy.
That one, yeah. See, I didn't even
With the sauce, I believe it was.
Yes,
even bother to learn it.
Corked up white boy with a little bit of swag, busting it down sexual style. Is he goated with the sauce?
What did I just listen to?
Erase it from your memory. Frelly, I wanna ask you, what is appealing about Escape? What did you enjoy about the game when you were playing it, and why did you stop?
I started playing it while I was still big on Siege as well. Someone else wrote me in. No, I tried it. I bought it when I saw a bunch of videos online. Tried it on my own. Got my ass handed to me by the game because it's incredibly tedious sometimes, and it's a lot. It has a lot of mechanics. So trying it on my own for the first time with no prior knowledge of the game, no one to guide me. I think I tried it for like 2 hours and then didn't touch it again because what the fuck? And then a few months later, some friends of mine bought it, started playing it, started explaining it to me. And then it's just at that point, was a very fun shooter with high stakes and a lot to learn. High skill ceiling. That's basically what's the coolest. All the quests and everything that people say they play for, like the quest line and the progression in that. I never really bothered with that. I just played it like a high risk extraction shooter.
I forgot that you actually play games that require skill. I
Used to.
Yeah, I graduated from that as well, or I don't know, got demoted, whichever.
No, I mean it was a really fun game. Like the idea was so good. When I started playing, it was like you could actually get pretty far with shit gear and without being the best. And then it was just fun. Like you were sneaking around, you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do, just making money,
Are
doing
scavs,
quests left and right.
Are there NPCs that you have to worry about in that game as well as other players?
Yeah, there's the scavs.
Okay,
As
I'm
you were
remembering
saying.
that now.
Mm-hmm. You have NPCs who are
Vendors.
hostile to you as a PMC, and
Oh.
they wander around areas. They shoot on sight if you're PMC. They're just scavs, like in the story. They're scavengers who are still roaming, and scavenging the loot of war, basically. But yeah, that's funny. Like when I used to play there, when I started playing, they were okay. They weren't much of a threat back then. Like you could just run out in the open and then just take your time to aim and then one tap all of them before they got a shot near you. Nowadays they're fucking Terminators. It's ridiculous. They beam you from like 50, 60 meters away through vegetation to trees without you even seeing them.
So what you're saying is the NPCs have been wickedly overtuned and now they kill everything on sight.
Oh yeah, that's Nikita TM, man. You just over nerve or over buff something so much that the whole community is like, what the fuck are you doing? What have you changed? Because he usually doesn't even tell them. Like stuff like that, like difficulty changes in scavs, loot changes, loot probability changes, all the stuff that happens in your raid, he rarely communicates clearly off of in changing.
That doesn't
sound
surprise
changes.
me, given the fucking piece of shit that he has been about this entire debacle. It does not surprise me at all that he does not keep the community informed about any changes.
Well, it's difficult writing patch notes.
Apparently.
Yeah, Blizzard
I mean,
had.
It's
Blizzard
one
has a
thing when
guy
you're
for
having
that.
difficulty. Yeah, true. if there's one thing, if like writing patch notes is hard, but he's just not putting stuff in. He's making patches, or he's uploading patches, saying that he's doing backhand fixes or whatever, just to change something in game and not tell us. Some people find it fun, like to find out and stuff like that. I just thought it was bullshit.
Getting back to people filing lawsuits, what reason might they have to do that? Zero found this because I missed it early yesterday. There were TOS posted. Well, no, sorry, not TOS. There was the description of the EOD version was on the Escape from Tarkov website, and it included specific wording. And somebody popped this up. Logical Solutions made a post on Twitter about this that's up on screen now, where Nikita changed that on his site. He changed the wording for the description of this product that people had bought, and that is, at least where I live, that is consumer fraud. It's called bait and switch. So that is something that is lawsuit worthy. Basically saying that in the EOD version you would have we paid for, you have unique features, making it not unique. How are you removing the wording now? Blah 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 blah. So yeah, he has changed the wording on the website since, so that the EOD version is not it doesn't seem anymore like it's supposed to include the new PvE features. But he did this after the fact.
The main thing about that word unique wasn't called out because of mainly the game mode, but the reward that EOD gamers would get, or EOD buyers would get by getting that, which was this unique knife. They said it was this like unique, one of a kind in the game knife that no one else could get. Only if you bought the $250 thing, you'll get the knife in game in like the main battle EFT. And then that unique knife was like found 20 minutes later in Steam Workshop assets. It was just a bot asset.
Yep.
It was a one-on-one. They didn't change it. They didn't do their own work. They just slapped the word unique on an asset they bought on Steam.
I mean,
and it in as a reward.
Why would you go through the work of creating an original asset when you can just buy a stock image? Buy a stock model. Why not?
Basically, it's like someone says to you that he's gonna make a painting of you and he's gonna put a lot of effort in it and he wants to give it to you as a reward of as an appreciation of your friendship, and then he just genuinely just buys a stock photo.
It's a picture that he took of you on his cell phone.
Not even just a stock photo. You know, when you buy these photo frames, that they come with a stock photo.
God, it's even worse.
Just one of those, you know, like I forgot what you look like here.
You know, I remember this happening before, but it was actually funny when it happened. Does anyone remember in Mass Effect 2 when you romance Tali at the end of the romance? You got a picture of Tali in your quarters, and you could go and you could look at it, and it took the internet approximately a week to figure out that it was a basic stock photo of a lady, and they photoshopped out two of her fingers.
Spoilers! I haven't played the game.
If you haven't played Mass Effect 2 by now, you're never gonna, and I know you have.
I'm replaying the whole trilogy with Legendary Edition still.
Fuck yeah. How far you're not...
Mass Effect was great. Did you all play it like fully?
Yes, absolutely, multiple times.
I love that game.
I
think Mass Effect... Yeah?
I went through the Legendary Edition twice. The first time I did it to 100% it, and the second time I did it just to do on Insanity difficulty across the same character, and I did it as fast as possible. But yeah,
Sick.
It was great.
Yeah,
I had to get all the achievements, right?
I think that Mass Effect 3 was the first, like, actual proper story-driven game, multi-game, like, series that I started and finished. That was actually this good, with this good of a story, with, like, the amount of time going into this as being a single player. I think that was the first one that I actually finished that was that good. And I remember having the end of Mass Effect 3, which is a little bit of a letdown, if you ask me. It's not as good as it could be. I remember doing that scene and doing everything of that, and then just sitting behind my computer like, I just finished this game. I don't want to be finished with this game.
Yeah, do you remember before... So, in the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect 3, there's the patched ending to Mass Effect 3. So they tried to actually give it a little bit more change and everything, but do you remember playing the game before that happened? When it was just the vanilla ending to ME3?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, there was a reason that they came out with the patched version with like the 3 different colors and the extended scenes and all the rest of that. It was because people like me who played ME3 the first time around after it was released, like 2 weeks after it was released, were like, hey, the endings are all the same. And EA was actually good enough back then to be like, okay, you're right, we'll come out with some free DLC for you. And they did. And it was free. And everybody got it. And that was the last time that gaming was good. 2011.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Yeah, that was...
Just a really, really quick little side note. This game I'm playing is gorgeous. It's ridiculous.
What was that? Oh, Manor Lords?
Oh my god. Dude, while we're talking, I'm just hovering over my village and letting stuff go. I'm just finding cinematic spots. It's ridiculous.
I'll
It
check
looks
it
so
out.
good.
That game is all the rage right now.
The cops are coming. The cops are on the way. All right, so that's Tarkov. Tarkov did not have a good week.
Oh man, and it's gonna get worse definitely because with all the whole
100% gonna get worse.
the whole apology, not really an apology kind of thing, it's just gonna continue. People are gonna keep calling him out, and Nikita's gonna keep doing weird things in response because that's what he does.
A Russian apologizing? I don't know if I've ever heard a Russian apologize. How many Russians do I know? Not a lot. I miss Rod, though. He's not Russian, he's Romanian.
I work with a Russian.
Fun guy? Barrel of laughs?
Autistic and really cares a lot about numbers.
Oh, he's got the Rain Man version.
We'd probably get
No,
along.
but like not in that way.
Oh.
Like he's mostly high functioning.
He
Yeah.
said mostly and then giggled.
Fun.
Alright, and while Frelly is still here, little bit of good news. Divinity Original Sin is getting a board game coming out.
Is it finally coming?
Please stuff more
That
into
thing-
your mouth before you try to talk. The
Now
whole
all
okay.
we need
Sorry.
to come full circle is for them to make a virtual tabletop version of the board game of the video game.
Just call it Divinity Original Sin Remastered.
Yep. Virtual tape would be a good thing.
No,
So-
but I never thought it was gonna come this far. This thing's been on a Kickstarter for ages.
Wait for it.
Shut up.
Oh my god, it's actually real.
It is. And it's fucking gorgeous. The amount of stuff that they got in
Yeah.
here. So you're right, it has been on Kickstarter for quite a bit of time. But let's see. Backers have of the original campaign for the game have been given an estimate about a year before they receive their boxes. It has ended up being closer to 6 years. And but we have photos of it now. It exists. There are physical copies of this, and it looks fun, and it looks like people have been playtesting it, and yeah, it's for real. So if you like tabletop games and you like D&D-esque tabletop games, then hey, give this a shot. This looks this looks like something that you could have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, it looks very broad as well. Like there's a lot to it.
Even your skills do double duty. Any keywords on them can be relevant to out-of-combat events. So they put a lot of thought and effort into this. Divinity Original 2 is a great game in its own right, and now there is a tabletop version of it. So hey, good news.
Wait, isn't Larian the one who
Yes.
created it? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to be sure I was remembering that correctly and I
Yes.
wasn't completely drunk. Yeah.
Yes, this game does have the mark of quality.
Yes. Yes, this game is developed by a company who doesn't fuck over their player base.
But yeah, good times. All right, Frelly, what's manner? Wait a minute, I can see. So what's Oh, it's this one. Yes.
Was it a good or a bad this one?
I've
mean,
been watching this game. So it just was made available on Steam. What, on the 26th?
yeah, last Friday, the 26th.
Yes. So I heard before this was available on Steam. I had picked up news of it because free-form city builder with gorgeous graphics in a medieval time period setting. Fuck yes, of course I would be interested in this. So I took a look at it on Steam. I took a look at the early access features, and it's on my wish list. I'm holding off for now because Most of the game systems have not been implemented yet. As it is, I've read that it's an excellent city builder. The mechanics and the production systems are pretty basic, easy to grasp, but really in its current state, it's just a city builder. Have you had anybody come and try to invade you, Frelly?
Not really invading. But yeah, about the gorgeous part, we can all agree, I think.
Yeah, it looks fucking pretty. Also, it's not grid based, so it is free form. So you can have all sorts of angles. You can have circles. You can have curves. It's supposed to be.
You can have anything. I'll show you. I'll show you around. But you were right with what you're saying at the moment. It's a glorified city builder with pretty easy change. There's a lot to it though. Like there's a lot to it with the change as well. Like obviously, like you have the very straightforward ones where you have like the farm, and you can grow your weed.
I love growing weed.
Takes takes about a year. Takes about a year. After that, you harvest it. That's the word I was looking for. You harvest it, put it in the farmhouse. You grind it to grain. You have a windmill that puts it in the flour, and then you have a oven that makes the flour into bread. It's easy. It's 4 steps. Anyone can understand that.
Now, because you are obviously an expert on windmills, and because I am obviously a piece of shit, how would you rate the authenticity of the windmills?
Oh
in this
my
game?
god!
It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. They stay true to
the spinning
the
part.
Original. The original concept of the windmill.
Yeah, it's a tower that has a fucking thing that spins on it. How the fuck can you mess that up?
Sometimes they lift off of the ground because they spin too fast, but that's okay. That's part of the original design. So that's fine. No, it doesn't do that. But, yeah, you got easy change like that, but like it gets interesting with the whole combat thing, and I think that's also what's special about this game, like the city building thing and the seamless everything basically. And then you have the combat part that's really like Total War. But yeah, besides the city building, I'll show you the map, by the way, for each feature.
It's so
changes seamless.
Fucking pretty.
Yeah, and the funny thing is it draws the map when you when you zoom out, like the little drawing of your village or what you build, it keeps updating every time.
Yeah.
So you keep this. I have like a small starting village over here.
So fucking pretty. Yeah, so the main appeal of the game is obviously, for me right now, is the cinematic approach to this. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is detailed.
Have you seen this yet?
Yes. Yes, I have seen, yeah. So,
it's awesome. You can't do much yet. They say you're gonna. There's a whole bunch of things you're gonna be able to do in this mode, like doing the taxes and visiting your manor and stuff like that. Right now, it's basically just walk around your village mode. Boy, it's great. Even
gotta do taxes.
You collect taxes, yeah. You make.
Oh! The way he put that, I was thinking.
Oh yeah, you might also have to pay taxes if they implement a system where you're beholden to a feudal lord or some shit like that. I don't, the roadmap for this game is very ambitious, and the foundation that they've established for it is rock solid. Of all the reviews that I read of this since it's come out in the past 3 days, I've come across very few people complaining about stability.
Oh, performance is insane compared to every game releasing these days with day one patches, performance issues. I'm looking at like Dragon's Dogma, stuff like that. They can take notes. It's ridiculous. Yesterday, when I played for the first time, I had some hiccups. Every now and again, they were just freeze for like a second. Haven't had any of that today, and besides that, I barely have any frame drops. It handles the increasing amount of people you have in your village pretty well. Like there's no noticeable CPU performance drop because of the amount of people that are start to walk around in your village.
Right.
Like it's great.
So
I mean, if you to the village you were just looking at, there's a bunch of people walking around here.
there are at least 100. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say there are about 50 people on screen
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I have 189 people walking through the whole village at one point somewhere.
So yeah, I really hope that the developer sticks with it and implements the features that they want, because this kind of the city building aspect, the resource economy, and the threat of invasion goes all the way back to, for me, goes back to Caesar 3, which was, at the time, it was a perfect game. Because you were building your city, but you also had to build walls, and you also had to have armies, and you had to manage all of that, and it was great. It just sort of phased out, and then the next thing that came along that was almost on par with this was Life is Feudal Forest Village, which would have been the perfect game if the foundation of it wasn't fundamentally flawed. And the fundamental flaw in there that I ran into the most was pathfinding errors, because when you terraformed land, it was entirely possible that you were going to create a black hole at a single point on the map, and whenever you tried to build on it, or whenever something tried to move across it, your game crashed to desktop. And that game just fucking... I put 200 hours into that game. I started up, 4 or 5 cities, and every single time my problem with modded games or vanilla games or whatever, I wrote a review on this, was that my game always fucking crashed. What the fuck? There's rain coming down tiles. Look at the fucking detail.
That's why I zoomed in. I hadn't noticed that yet.
This is when Omega talks about the amount of detail that went into Black Flag, when we're talking about like people running through water and swimming and shit like that. Just small detail like that fucking adds up.
It's ridiculous. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, it's like, let's see if I can find my blacksmith. Like, it's insane. The animations are very fluid. It's hard moving in this mode. I think it's here. I know if he's actually making something at the moment, but I don't see him.
Yeah,
Like
when you
the
can
animations, the hit.
It's not.
hitting
It's
of
not
the-
just solid buildings either. I can see through doors. I can see into houses.
Yeah, we're gonna make this easier on ourselves.
Don't mind me. I'm looking for the blacksmith.
I mean, I can walk anywhere. I can walk in the houses, but I do kind of get that.
You can walk in the houses. I claim Prima Nocta. Is that going to be a feature in the game?
I hope so. 'Cause that sounds awesome.
Oh boy.
Freli's younger than us. I don't think he's seen Braveheart.
Nope.
Yeah. So it's it's totally fun.
Oh, here you go. Oh, I'm just in time.
There you go. Oh, the sparks. They're fucking particle effects as this guy's wailing away on an anvil. Does he have something in his hand, though? Yes, he's got... I can see he's got a hammer in his hand.
Oh, yeah, the smacking he does, but he doesn't have it in the other hand. He did have earlier.
All right.
It'll probably transform into a weapon in a second now.
Yeah.
And this is actually something that, like, I'm telling him to do. Like, he is part of one of my chains where iron ore gets made into iron slabs, and
okay, he's hauling
timber
around.
Gets made into planks.
Whatever he's hauling around is invisible, and he just clipped through a wall. This game is garbage, literally unplayable.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, he's got cows. See, the other thing that's impressive is the walking. When these people are walking, it doesn't look like they're sliding on the ground at all. It actually looks like they're planting their feet and moving. Same thing with the animals. It seems like a small detail, but it's a big fucking deal.
That's really cool. Like, you have this mechanic, this marketplace that I'm walking on right now. You have to have these in place for all the people with certain jobs to be able to get these to the other people that have homes.
Sure.
Like, it's not put everything in a granary and everyone gets that out of a granary. No. Granary and all the other people that have, like, or a baker or a forester or whatever, they have their own stands where they offer their food to the other villagers, and that's how you have to fulfill needs.
I'm glad that we're starting off there, because that's eventually how I modded Banished, so that I didn't just have one general marketplace. I had individual marketplaces for meat, dairy, vegetables, herbs, medicine, all the rest.
You said the
Yeah,
H.
it's the first time I've had any experience with this kind of mechanic, but it's really cool because I don't know, it just makes it different. Like, you don't have to have all these granaries and storehouses everywhere.
Oh, something I did want to ask that nobody really got to in reviews and devs never talk about. What do you have for decorations? What can you put in for parks, trees, flowers, etc., fences?
Basically nothing yet. There's
Yeah,
a few things. There's a few things right now that are cosmetic, but like are can be changed, or it's gonna be changed. Like here, you have a tab cosmetic. So you said there are plans for cosmetic for
right.
more.
Yeah, it's in the roadmap.
Being able to, yeah. Right now, the only thing you have is shrine. See, cosmetic only, at least for now. It'll probably have something with religion later. I have one.
Of course you do. Yeah, it's delightful and it's peaceful, and you can go there and you can see if you can fit that up your butt. Well, what else did you have to do in medieval times besides go to fucking
do you see
church?
that woman? Do you see how big the shrine is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Hey,
But yeah, this game, as you said, combat is few and far between. At the beginning, as you can see, I have 3 provinces under my control, and the other ones are all yellow. Those are my off-the-map adversary. I wouldn't say enemy or anything, because you don't start as enemies. You basically, the lore is that the very small amount of explanation you get at the beginning of the game is that you're just settling down with your first fairy village, which is surrounded by the off the map lord, basically, and he doesn't do anything to you if you don't do anything to him. Basically, that's how it starts off. But you start with 1 province, and he starts with none. And you have bandit camps, and yeah, bandit camps is the only sort right now. They're gonna add more, and these pop up on the map. If you don't do anything about them, they steal your food and your other products and everything. And you can go out to fight them. That's the only combat I've done until now, and it's all pretty easy because it's a band of brigands. And a little bit into the game, you get your first spear militia up and running.
Okay, so they do. Yeah, they've implemented that. Yep.
Yeah. These militia is, well, yeah, militia. It's your villagers.
Yep.
Like, you have to have everything to be able to create a full unit. I can call them up right now. Let me save.
Yeah.
Just
So what do you need? You just need a
come back to it.
stockpile. You need a stockpile of weapons and an armory or something, and your citizens just
to
go
be able
pick
to
that up.
yeah, you can. I can create one right now, and then but I would need like the men first of all. The amount of men I need, the resources that they use, and then only then it fills up, and it slowly fills up, and it only fills up if you have people available to carry a weapon, which do not already carry a weapon. So you have to make the weapons. You can also make armor and helmets, but they only count for like how good the regiment is and not what kind of regiment it is. So yeah, you need the people to pick up the spears and the shields. So you need to make the shields, you need to make the spears. You have different kind of things for that. Like this is a normal house. This is what you build for someone to live in, to join your settlement. But you can give them their own little shops in their backyard if you make the plot of the house big enough. So this guy is a joiner, which means he can create wooden parts out of 2 planks, a small shield out of a plank, or a large shield out of 2 planks. But this is his house. Like this, you can make this. I have
I want this game
ones.
to do well. I so want this game because I love that mechanic because it's pretty aesthetically, and when you're planning a town, it does make sense to have like a center where you build things and you sell things. But if you can get away with having stockpiles or workshops in people's backyards, that's just useful.
Yeah, it's great. And you'll see you have this very first row, and then you have the second row. You can only use that at a higher up level Burgers plot, which this one isn't yet. But all these, they take up the workforce. Because the people that live in these villages, your families, that's your workforce. You need to assign the families to the work that they need to do. But these take up that work, that spot. So they disappear off your general workforce. The first three, they don't. So you have a vegetable garden, a chicken coop, and a goat shed. People can use that, and your village will have the benefit of that in their back garden, and they can still do something else as well. Like, there's so many levels to it, and it's easy to adjust if you're noticing that your village is not doing good on one part. You can use the backyards and everything to, I'm going to be low on food because of winter or because of a bad harvest. I'll just put a few backyards. I'll put a few vegetable gardens or a few chicken coops in the backyard to lighten that blow. Like, it's not game changing, but it helps. And just that idea, besides, like, in combination with the whole workforce idea, that you have the amount of families that you have to focus on a job, and you need to have some families unassigned because they'll focus on construction. And then just everything together, it creates such a good game flow.
I know what you mean when you say people can use the goats, but all I think of is,
Hey, Philip, why are you so down today? Oh, I don't know. Have you considered going over to Roger's goat farm and using one of the goats?
Fuck, I know what that's from, but I cannot.
It's a goat fucker joke.
It's not a sketch of something?
I don't think so. But the voice is definitely from Warcraft.
Yes, me lord.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes, me lord.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
Off I go
Yeah,
then.
Work's done.
More work? I didn't vote for you.
Alright, so... God, it's a fucking pretty game, and I really want it to do
It's so
well.
pretty.
I wish the dev all the success in the world, and I might actually pick it up, even though it's early access. I think it's on sale right now, too.
Yeah,
It's
open up with a
something up
sale.
on early access.
I know, yeah, I have basically sworn off early access altogether, but Jesus, even in its
I-
current state, I think I could have a lot of fun with this.
I think there are some exceptions to a lot of games. I bought some early access city builders recently. We've talked about it. I had a ton of fun with them.
I mean, just the fact that, like, this started basically with nothing. Like, I built this, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, I know it's my village and I did it, but it looks cool. It looks organic.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't do much planning. Like, I just went with what I thought was good. The only thing I had a little planning of beforehand was, like, that I wanted my manor to be basically in the middle. So I kept some room, just so when I was able to make it, I can put it where I want and not just to a side somewhere.
Right. So that's always the tricky part to every single city builder is is this one of the city builders where you need to actually have a grand plan for a planned city, or can you organically build it? And it is extremely difficult to build any city in a game that feels organic. This is one. Another is oh fuck, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Frontier or something. Farthest Frontier.
Furthest Frontier, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that you can build organically with, and actually it works. That's always the problem, is that you have an economy and you need people to get from one spot to another, and you need food to be distributed and all the rest of that. So building organically yet having those systems stay efficient is usually difficult. But if this guy's found... I love that idea of being able to put workshops in your backyard. That goes a long way towards organic city building, or city planning. Yeah, it's a good time. I'm glad that you were playing this. I didn't realize this was the one that you were playing, because I was enthused on Friday when it came out, or when it appeared on Steam.
This game has been all the rage. Most wishless
I mean, people
game
go
ever.
to their home to go grab their weapon, if I call on them as militia, and then they just come from their homes and then form the army where you rally them.
Harkens back to the day before pants existed, when peasants needed to fight for their noble lords.
Hence.
God, what the fuck? was... I'm trying to remember a show that I watched a very long time ago, but there was and it was exactly that. It was just there was some fighting breaking out in medieval England, and the feudal lord called upon his peasants, and the boss of the peasants who was organizing the militia literally wore a big saggy diaper, and he had a huge club. So guy, big hairy guy, saggy dirty diaper, giant club. And he was in charge of the militia, and it is an image that just stuck with me, and I can't remember what it was because I was very young.
So that explains the fetish.
But yeah, probably. I told you last week I was discovering why. I was discovering all these movies and shows that I watched with psycho blonde women in them. They're all organized. That's so nice. And they've got a flag.
I'm looking for my retinue. Like you have, as I said, these are all militia, so they're all just villagers grabbing weapons that you provided.
Yep.
But then you have your professional soldiers that you get your first retinue when building the manor.
I want to see where that cart's going. Swing left. I want to see if the cart good. Did the cart actually go around?
Yeah, has to, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's stuck.
There's an army in the way.
I don't know if you have to sound on, but they speak. Like.
Oh,
Not right now, apparently.
I just turned sound on.
They usually speak.
Yeah, order them to go somewhere. Maybe they'll speak.
Move forward slightly.
Spear militia. Good lord, yeah. Oh! It's the Age of
It's Civil
Empires.
War.
Yeah, it's the Age of Empires method of organizing your troops. Where you get like the little dots and you can spread them out into formation.
Mm-hmm.
Handy. I think
these retinue, like they're your professional soldiers. I can do that right now. I think. No, you can equip these with whatever you want. You can customize them. You can I change their colors to fit like my flag a little bit, so you can see they're all like blue. Blue orange is the idea, but they're all blue or yellow.
I know.
And you can choose what weapon they wield, and it doesn't change anything on their stats right now. I think he is gonna add different kind of weapons that different people can hold.
Right.
But it's just cool that you can make your own. If I want, I can make them all look almost the same. You could just equip could customize the do however you want.
Oh man, you can outfit them all with bardaches, and then make them obsolete by giving them arquebuses. I know this is a lot to ask for, but it would be great if the dev also kept offered a modding API that was fairly straightforward to people, fairly flexible, because I would love to see people modding this with just all these medieval peasants armed with MG42s.
Yeah. Is it that game that's releasing Kingmaker or something? There's this game that puts you in medieval with a car and an assault rifle.
Oh my god, you're right.
I saw some things about that.
I read about that too. Yeah, you've been put back in time, and you're back in medieval days, but you have your Ford Mustang and an AR-15. Oh, jeez. Realistically, though, that wouldn't do much. People have already experimented using, I don't know what other game this was, but I saw somebody laying siege. I saw an army in a game laying siege to a city, probably during the Crusades. And the player character was armed with probably a saw from the U.S. military, and just went up and was leveling people atop this gate while his troops were laying siege. But somebody came up in back of him. I think a cook came up in back of him and just slapped him, bonked him on the head with a cast iron skillet. and that's all it took.
So what you're saying is he went down like a bitch. I'm kidding.
Hey man, there's a reason Sam carried all that cookware into Mordor.
Yeah, well,
Cast iron is heavy.
That's right. Cookware is often the best weapon. It's not terribly bulletproof, though. Don't be fooled.
yeah, Mythbusters did that episode.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm curious. What's the smallest caliber they got to punch through a cast iron skillet, if you remember?
I can't remember, but I can look it up real quick.
A 22's not making it. All right, but a 30.
I had to guess it wouldn't be actually that big. Just because
Structure of cast iron is
cast iron is very brittle.
right. Yeah, it's not malleable.
It is hard but brittle metal, so yeah, who knows?
Old place.
Also, I learned the other day that it's apparently I'm doing it wrong. I use a cast iron skillet on an electric stove.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was told that I was basically Hitler.
Well, whoever told you that's just dumb.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
A lot of people say a lot of dumb shit about cast iron. Cast iron is like, for a piece of cookware, it is surrounded by a lot of myth and fucking people who say a lot of shit that isn't necessarily true or sensible.
Yes. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that on the internet, generally speaking. Fairly, I love how you got everybody out here. It's just like, that was the drill for today. Congratulations. Go home.
I wish I could show you some combat, but
It's raining.
It's,
Nobody wants to fight. Let's just go.
right. I'm very curious. These retinue just apparently just chill.
Yeah, well, they're talking about what they're going to do next. All those peasants, I assume, have to get back to work, like, making shoes. But the retinue are just like, hey, let's go to the bar, man.
I mean, I
Good
have
day.
a bar. I have someone.
You have a
that makes
brewery? You have two
shoes.
breweries? You have a, yeah, I see the cobblery. Do you have two breweries?
I have a multiple brewery. At the moment, there isn't a building brewery, which I find very odd, but I'm guessing he's gonna add that later. So the only way to make ale, which is pretty important, is to have level 2 plots that could take a brewery in the backyard.
Oh, that's a very German system.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 1,000 years ago, yes, absolutely, people had breweries in their cellars, and they were just making them in their homes and selling brew. Yeah, so okay,
Cellar brewery.
I
So,
appreciate that.
I mean, I get the historic accuracy, but yeah, I mean, I'm having trouble making ale because of unfertile land anyway in this playthrough.
Ah,
So I'm having a difficult relationship with making ale, so I have to like import barley, which then can be made into malt, which then can be made into ale, but it's going very slow because it's pretty expensive. So my tavern, as you can see, doesn't have anything stored right now, which is probably because I don't have any ale. No, I do not have any ale right now. Do I have barley? I do have barley. Why is my...
The smallest caliber that they used in the show was 45, and it went right through cast iron.
yeah, I believe that.
So that's the smallest they used. They didn't go down to 22, but I would say 22 from a moderate range is just going to bounce off. Might scratch it. But
I would expect a 22 and a 9mm to bounce off or make a ding.
Yeah, 9mm. Somebody actually tested it to see, like, in the event of a home invasion, and somebody's using a 9mm, how close they could be, and the bullet would not go through or would go through, and they got it down to like 6 feet.
Okay,
If they are further than 6 feet away from you, a cast iron skillet will stop a bullet. But anything closer than 6 feet, you're dead.
Yeah. This is random, has nothing to do with the conversation, but I find it hilarious that the accuracy of handguns actually decreases significantly with the closer you get.
Yep.
There's a sweet spot around like 9 feet or 10 feet. Closer than that, you're almost guaranteed to miss. And that never made sense to me. It's like, but you're closer. How can you miss?
Depends on the length of the barrel. The shorter the barrel, the closer you have, or the closer you are with a shorter barrel, the more inaccurate the gun becomes.
Which just blows my mind, but that's trigonometry. That's ballistics.
Like a stub nose 38 at close range, movies get it way wrong. They fuck up the physics every time.
Well, that's because with Snub-Nose 38, or one of those tiny little Derringers, you were supposed to make contact with the person and then pull the trigger.
Umbrella gun, go burr.
Dude, this game can just be my screensaver.
Hell yeah. This is the perfect game to just get super baked and chill out to.
Did we have any more articles tonight?
Yeah, loads. I just got way too enthusiastic about fairly playing Manor Lords. And it's just the demo!
It's early access. It's not a demo. It's just an early access.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just looks great. Like, this woman is doing my bartering between regions. And, I mean, she walks the whole way. It looks good. There's weight to her movements. The mule looks organic.
The horizon is beautiful, the lighting, the shadows, the detail to grass and trees. Oh, look, the bandits coming out of the forest. They're coming right for her goods. Oh, goodness. What are they doing to the donkey?
They're completely ignoring the woman. What the
So, yeah. Oh, it might be a great game. I might be talking about it again. But yeah. Alright, just briefly moving on here. Let's see. Divinity Original Sin board game was coming out. The other thing that happened in the board game community this week was that Roll20 announced that it was going to make a bot accessible right to your Discord server. So soon you'll be able to play your favorite TTRPGs right in Discord. I don't know if any people, you guys commented on this in Cox, but is there anything like super fantastic about this, or is this the iteration of, or the evolution of that?
Have not tried anything on it yet. My uncle wants to try it for our Pathfinder game to see if he can get the do battle maps through Discord for when a few of us aren't actually able to show up.
So the idea is that you can have a video call with a whole bunch of people in Discord, and you can link up your Roll20 account to it. You can roll dice, you can activate features on Roll20. So this is a true link-in to Discord. If you have a Roll20 account and you have a game set up there, and you want to play with your friends through Discord. Is interesting.
I think it's pretty cool. I enjoyed Roll20. I think I certainly think Foundry, all in all, has a lot more bells and whistles, more polish, but I think Roll20 is a lot more accessible. And it's cool that it's integrating with Discord in a way that makes it all the more usable.
Yeah, looking at this article, there are a lot of features. Yeah, Foundry does maybe offer, as you say, more bells and whistles, more features to get a little more in depth into your games. I'm not sure how. Well, it doesn't matter if the Roll20 feature on Discord could do things like play noises or music or background or introduce scenes or stuff like that, because obviously anybody can be clever enough to jury rig that in Discord, but. Maybe those are features. Who knows?
It's a feature.
It's a feature. So Roll20 that week. And let's see, the last thing that we have for gaming is that BlizzCon 2024 has been canceled. Sad face.
But Blizzard is still going to be doing, quote, in-person events to launch their major products. So, Vessel of Hatred for Diablo 4, War Within for WoW. Absolutely nothing for Overwatch because that game is garbage.
They also said they're still going to be doing like larger events, like other Gamescom type events. So they're not going to be, entirely absent from it.
Right.
I didn't realize there actually was a BlizzCon in 2023. I thought they canceled it. I thought, they canceled one in 2022, and then it came back in 2023. I thought they skipped it. Maybe we just didn't cover it. Doesn't matter.
I think we did. Because I watched most of it because that was when they announced Vessel of Hatred, and I got super excited about it.
I do remember you and Leetness watching BlizzCon.
Yeah, because we got super excited because we're speculating on what the new class could be because they're saying it's something that they've never done before. Means they're probably going to put Shaman in the game. I can't wait. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Shaman, yeah.
Totems.
What about Technomancer?
There's technology? Wait.
Yeah, in all of a sudden... Does electricity exist in Diablo world? Do people have like appliances that they plug in? I don't think so.
No, but I'm sure they could just shove a plug up a wizard's ass and that could work.
Yeah, what's up? They have wizards that can create electricity out of... I don't know how that system works, but couldn't you just... couldn't you be a wizard and you like have batteries that you charge for people for money and that's how you make a living? Then you use the batteries to plug in power your Diablo-esque vibrators. I don't know what people would use them for.
They wear wool socks and just scoot their feet along the ground all the time.
It's magic. Oh my God. Am I Jesus? I might be Jesus.
Peter, I don't know how you got the wigwam in the house, but I'm guessing you're in the wigwam.
Or am I? Oh my God.
It was a decoy, Lois. A decoy. Oh, thank you, Family Guy, for that comedy gold.
So fucking stupid. Oh, but I remember it, and I laugh.
Somewhere Seth MacFarlane just made $45.
It's true.
Seth just minding his own business, and somebody gives him a check.
Yeah, he's minding his own business, and his Venmo app just dings.
All the proceeds from the podcast are now going to him.
Oh God.
I love having this on screen. I love having your game on screen, Frelly, so I'm just going to leave it up and briefly flash these articles. But yeah, so that's it for gaming news. Now let's hear Zero and Omega talk about Vince McMahon. Two things happened. First of all, those TKO shares sold for $776 million, and it ends WWE ties with Vince after 50-plus years.
Thank God.
He's completely
separated from the company now. And what's funny is the day after his sold, Nick Khan posted all of his, and it's leading people to believe that Nick Khan is selling off his now because he was also part of the company that had a CCA or something like that had something to do with Harvey Weinstein.
CAA.
Yeah, CAA.
It's a talent agency.
Yeah, he had something to do with CAA, and he got out of that when the Harvey Weinstein thing happened, and now that this shit's happening with McMahon, they think that he's getting out now before he's forced out. but I don't foresee that happening. I think they're just consolidating shares because I think if the rumors are true, TKO is going to go back to being private for a little while.
I don't know. The parent company already took itself private. That just happened like very recently.
Oh, Endeavor went private?
Yeah, I don't see them also taking TKO private. They said they weren't going to, but I mean, I guess at the end of the day, what's that actually worth, you know?
Yeah. But in other news, speaking of the Harvey Weinstein situation, the man who is the founder / major financial backer for AEW, the rival company, went on national television during an interview on NFL Today and compared his company to Pepsi and said that AEW is the Pepsi of professional wrestling. Didn't even do a good analogy and called himself Coke, called himself Pepsi, the lesser soda, and then proceeded to call the WWE the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. And there was a collective gasp in the wrestling community.
It's just a bad analogy.
It's a terrible analogy. And because there was no response from WWE at all. Nobody has said anything. But I have a feeling that something is going to happen. But right after that occurred, 2 days later, DAZN or DAZN or whatever the hell, however the hell you say their name, the company that had the pay-per-view rights for AEW, exercised their option to get out of their contract because the pay-per-view buy rates were so low. And AEW also lost their Mexican broadcasting rights because the company that they had a deal with backed out because the ratings were not high enough. And it's like, oh, you fucked up and now this shit's happening. I know correlation doesn't equal causation, or causation doesn't, whatever. But yeah, I think AEW's absolutely fucking themselves in their speed running the WCW playbook. Which, Doc, you probably have no idea what that means, but I know Omega does.
I'm looking at the LOD model as this building is being built, and I'm just impressed at the level of detail. Like individual beams going in. It's great. So yeah, what was that, Zero? What, about a fashion show?
That's what I thought. Never mind. Just never mind. When I start talking about wrestling, you immediately check out. I can hear your brain checking out. From here. I'm in West Virginia.
Still appreciate you, though.
This is...
Yeah, let's go. Oh! You have fighters.
But
people.
Yes.
Brigands!
Vince McMahon is finally out. Thank God.
There are brigands coming to assault Frelly. You have You had best
kill the brigands.
They're not on my land.
So maybe they're going to, maybe they're going somewhere else. Who knows?
Speed it up a bit. If he would deploy his troops, I would also get a message. They might just be heading straight for me. Oh god, they're heading straight for them.
Yeah.
They don't have any defenses.
Yeah, I think they're headed for your soft spot there. Might be a good time to muster the forces.
Put on a helmet. They're going for the soft spot.
And then watch for a counterattack to the east. Where are they attacking from? The south? Where's your fucking compass?
Yeah, there's no compass. I know. It's really annoying. If I look at the names, it should be like this, right? Because it's this rate straight.
Okay,
Game
so
is literally unplayable. No compass.
They're attacking from the north.
But if I close my map and I open my map again, Oh, it's working now. Oh, yesterday was switching back.
Just a fuck.
So yeah, they're attacking. I don't know if I'm gonna get my forces there in time.
You can go there just in time to kick a little bit of ass. This is the game's way of telling you, hey.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Shortcut through the woods, guys. Double time.
No, I don't want them to run, because for some reason my walking retinue is bugged, and they're always fatigued. And if I make them run over there, they're gonna be there fatigued, and you have this thing, combat effectiveness.
It's because you don't have enough
And
ale.
as you see... might be.
They're tired because they're not drunk.
Wait. That statement seems ass backwards. Hang on a second.
Okay, so yeah, drama in between the wrestling factions. There was another thing in here, there was another story that broke this week about Janelle Grant.
Yes,
in her lawsuit against the sexual predator Vince McMahon.
The talking about the he filed to have the charges completely dismissed and dropped because she broke her NDA, quote unquote, broke her NDA by disclosing to someone somewhere that she was in a relationship with Vince McMahon, and then but she is saying, no, that is not the case. I did not break my NDA, and this should be thrown out. So please do not throw out this case because of this.
Right, so she's filed a motion to strike McMahon's latest legal move, which was to, dismiss her case. And that's going.
He's trying to force it into arbitration.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. And then another thing, I'm not exactly sure how this article is related to that, or if it is at all, but this was just a strange article that one of you posted from the New York Post about how McMahon claimed that his sex trafficking accuser would sneak into his penthouse to cheat on her fiancé.
Yes.
This is that's a weird thing.
Excuse me,
He's just doing what Vince does, and he's trying to create storylines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he thinks, that's the way to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a valid legal tactic, is to effectively smear your opponent till, public sides with you.
Which isn't going to happen because people hate Vince.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still going to try. It's the only trick he does. His entire fucking life has been nothing but spinning storyline.
Farley, you got that one merchant who's just walking down the street like zero fucks. Oh no, he turned around. He realized what was good for him.
Oh, there's charging.
There's a charge! There's a charge happening! They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
So I actually went back and Paul Heyman was on MMA Hours with Ariel Hawali, and I will tell you that interview shined so much light on the situation with Vince, or how Vince ran the company and lived his life. Said that if you were in a meeting with Vince McMahon and he sneezed, that literally for the next 20 minutes, nothing that anybody said would get through to Vince, because he got pissed off that he sneezed because he couldn't control the sneeze. And he would tell people that he had to, that the reason why Vince is the way he is because and why he was in his early days such a good booker was because he created the storylines. And then that shit kind of fell apart because he started eating too much of his own shit.
That's a level of neuroticism in there. All right, I think that Frelly, you won.
I think so too. I lost units. This is the first time I've actually lost units though, because they kind of 3-on-1'd my my Boer militia there, who are not that good at defending. I should not have put them in the front line. But hey, you live, you learn.
Yeah, that's a couple people that died. So what happens? You just leave those bodies there and...
No, now I have to create a mass grave in this region. So, and then deploy a family to that grave. So
Wait,
that they...
you have to create a mass grave. That
a
sounds
corpse
dark.
pit, sorry.
Yeah,
it's a corpse pit.
corpse pit. Please use proper terminology.
Stupid of me.
Put it right next to a well. That always goes well.
I'm gonna put it there if you don't mind.
And corpse pit.
I like to make the road a little bit more organic. Just put a little curve in it. And then the corpse pit needs to be constructed. I can put one more. Oh, I can only assign one family there. Get our mule.
Alright, so is that all the latest news for the sexual predator who is Vince McMahon?
Yep, that's pretty much all I got.
He's trying to slander the woman who's rightfully bringing a lawsuit against him because he was just stupid. We've covered that many times. And he's out. He's sold all his TKO shares, and he's being badmouthed by the competition.
Yep.
So that's this week.
That about sums it up.
That's this week in Vince McMahon.
Mr. McMahon.
McMahon. And the last article we have up here that Omega posted, I assume deliberately to make me smile, was that net neutrality is back. It is the law of the land in the United States. After that fuckstick Ajit Pai tried to actually successfully did away with it during the last administration. So, in a vote 3-2, the Federal Communications Commission reinstated federal net neutrality rules in the United States under the new FCC chair Jessica Rosenworcel, appointed by Biden in 2021. Shortly after he took office, net neutrality has, after a long year's stint away, once again become the law of the land. Good. So this is not that we ever got around to it, but for a while there, it was technically legal for Verizon to charge you extra for YouTube if you were using them as your ISP. Or for Comcast to charge you extra for using Netflix if you were using them as an ISP. It is now no longer legal. Internet is internet, you pay for it, and whatever exists on the internet is part of that flat rate.
As it should be.
Yeah, as it fucking should be. Now the next thing that we need to do is make internet a utility. So that companies aren't allowed to push this. We still have the worst prices for internet packages in this country, I think, of any first world country.
We pay a fucking criminal amount for what costs nothing. It costs nothing.
Yeah, Frelly,
transmit data.
Frelly, do you buy do you pay for internet in your house?
I do.
What speeds do you get, and how much in whatever fancy Danish currency do you pay?
Sorry, wait, I'm eating.
Put more in your mouth before you speak.
Shove more in.
Fuck, I'm almost out though.
All of it. Shove it all in your mouth.
What am I paying?
Take pictures.
Let me have a look.
Doc had to go and make it weird.
I did. So, just while Frelly's looking that up, I know the last time that I went to Japan and I spoke to a woman that I know who lives there, she got her basic internet package was 100. So she was getting 100 megabytes up, 100 megabytes down, and she was paying the equivalent of about $10 US a month.
Oh, that's way cheaper.
That just blew my fucking mind.
I'm paying $80 a month for gig speeds. But I only get gig up. I don't get gig down, I don't get gig up. I get 35 meg up.
You know what it's like out in the middle of rural buttfuck Massachusetts? For 2020 speed, it's 135 a month.
Oh God,
2020?
2020. Yep.
Is it M bytes or M bits?
awful.
It's the one oh we do M bits, so you have to divide by 8 for the
that's
actual speed.
Worse.
Yes,
No,
it is.
that's M bytes.
No,
M bytes is divided by 8 to get M bits.
No, a bit is 1, a byte is 8.
Yeah, and you said you're doing megabits.
Right, so it's mega. Oh wait, are you right? No, am I right? Which one of us? One of us is definitely right.
You're drunk and baked. I don't know.
Wait a minute, I have a sound for this.
It's definitely one or the other.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. The point is, as Omega said, yeah, we pay fucking outrageous money in this country for basic access to internet, and it's an embarrassment when you compare it to any other ostensibly first world country.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
But there you go.
Oh, I pay 66 euros. There we go.
Oh,
I pay 66 euros for 300 up and 20 down. 300 down and 20 up.
yeah, 320.
And bits.
Oof.
Plus, and that's also my TV. So I also pay for my TV.
And-
It's in the same subscription.
And it includes the TV package. Great. Yeah. So anyway, you're doing way better than us.
I guess.
Fucking hell. It's the
I don't know what to do.
The windmills store your excess internet, and they dole it out for you when you need it. It's a very efficient system.
Elon's newest scheme: windmill internet.
Elon's newest scheme is electric bicycles. It'll sell huge in Europe.
He says it's gonna be huge.
Did you know that over 50% of the carbon emissions on the planet come from people riding bicycles? Well, no more. With my electronic bicycles.
That ironically sounds like something he would be stupid enough to sell. Oh, that man and his giant forehead. So, Zero, I got around to watching Reincarnated as a Vending Machine, and it's pretty great. I enjoyed it. Thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was told that show was absolutely atrocious.
It was... that is a problem. Alright? People, I understand that there are many people who take their isekai or isake, whatever the fuck you want to, however you... I'm not Japanese, I don't know how to speak. Very seriously, and they want,
Do you mean seppuku?
They want... No, not Sudoku.
Seppuku.
Gesundheit. They want shows like ReZero or something,
Fuck's
and
sake.
I watch a show. Okay, the only serious isekai that I like would be Jobless Reincarnation. I think that one was actually done pretty well, but that's probably the only serious one that I enjoy. People rave about ReZero, and I just don't see it. That guy in that is just fucking stupid. He makes dumb decisions. He doesn't take advantage of the gifts that are given to him. It's just bad. So yeah, I made it through 2 seasons of that, and I just quit because I was like, I've seen 2 seasons now. It's not going to get better. But I understand if you like your serious types of reincarnation shows, then yeah, Reincarnated as a Vending Machine just seems silly. But I like silly reincarnation shows. I like Konosuba. I think it's fucking great, so I enjoyed it. And it's not just vending machines either. They're all technically vending machines, but it's any sort of coin-operated device, including like vacuum cleaners or petroleum pumps or anything like that. And he can change into these things for a certain amount of time every day. It's great. It's very smart.
Only in Japan will this shit work.
Only in Japan would that shit work, yeah. And the pretty girl kisses him at the end.
Oh,
Which is to say
that's sweet.
that is to say that a pretty girl kisses a vending machine, and that you do with that what you will.
Pretty girl kisses a vending machine. Well,
That's a good note to end on.
that is a great note to end on. That's satisfactorily weird enough for me.
Oh, delicious. So,
Satisfactorily weird. Jeez. Had to think about what you said.
Don't think about it. Just let it happen.
No, yeah, think about it. Take pictures while you think.
Oh, God.
Take pictures of yourself thinking.
Mm.
Thank you everybody for coming along. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Penis, fuck with food. Thank you everybody in Twitch chat this time. And thank you, Freligatr, special guest star Huang Bishemi.
Thanks for the invite. It's a pleasure to stay up late with you guys.
Yeah, this was very fortunate because you got the day off. So thank you. It's like 4 a.m. where you are now.
Yep.
Consider an open invite if you're ever feeling insomniac and want to join us.
That's true. Yeah.
Fucked up sleep rhythm.
You see us in here, you can pop in, no problem.
I will. Thank you so much.
And yeah, so until next week, penis, fuck Winnie the Pooh, fuck Putin, fuck Vince, fuck Elon, fuck Linus Tech Tips, fuck Nestle. That's everybody, right?
Oh, can I do one?
Right.
Oh, fuck Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, you can do one.
Fuck Hasbro. They're gonna fuck up Baldur's Gate.
Oh, really? Post articles
Yeah,
about it.
probably.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that.
Okay, I will. I'll have to look, but I will.
Alrighty. So yeah, we did everything, right? I did everything.
We did everything.
We're done. The end.